Hello, everybody. Welcome back along. It is day 2 of the EFL playoffs. We have now had 2 League One games and we are into the Championship. So for the next couple of hours, it is Sunderland versus Luton in the 3rd versus 6th semi-final in the Championship. Do say hello. Get your thoughts in via the comments on how you see this one going. We're going to build up for about 15 minutes, look at the teams, get all of your takes in the comments, and then we'll be watching along live with the game. Do get involved. Let's say some hellos, Carl. Hope Sunderland win after Millwall's collapse. Kev, really nervous for this one. Lot of injuries. That is going to become a theme, let's just say. We're going to talk about who's not there in terms of Sunderland. But I'm not going I'm not going to go down the hot favourites road after yesterday, where an incredible start to the playoffs with Peterborough spanking hot favourites. Sheffield Wednesday 4-0. Ewan, 1-1 draw. Hainsey, come on the town. Big news from the Premier League. Southampton down, are they? Is that confirmed? Rhett, nerves are shot. It's playoff time. Fort William fan. I hope Sunderland win. Get your thoughts in on how you see it playing out. We'll have a look at the teams in just a second. So quick reminder, in the regular league season, it was Luton up in 3rd spot. Sunderland obviously in 6th. Middlesbrough and Coventry meet tomorrow. They were the 4th and 5th place teams. I will be at the CBS tomorrow at midday for that. Very much looking forward to that one. And I think you can see the biggest gaps in the Championship table this season were up there in the top 4, weren't they? In terms of, Burnley 10 ahead of Sheffield United, 10 ahead of Luton. And then the point I'm, going around the houses to make here is that we've said this season, 3rd and 4th looked a lot better than 5th and 6th. And there was this big scramble for Coventry and Sunderland to get in. Sunderland, 69 points is the lowest number for 10 years that anyone's got into the playoffs on. Okay, I know someone will tell me in a minute, it's knockout football, and they're right. But the prevailing kind of narrative has been that maybe it's going to end up being Luton and Middlesbrough at Wembley, and they were the sort of pick of the divisions teams in that chase there below Burnley and Sheffield United. I'll repeat though, it is knockout football. We're just trying to find the patterns in along the way. Let's have a look at the teams. We're getting there nice and quickly. Today, let's go Sunderland first, and it's all a bit around and about there to try and figure out, basically who's going to play left back for Sunderland. Sky are suggesting it's going to be Patrick Roberts. Obviously, Dennis Serkin of Sunderland was injured in the last game of the season. We don't think Alex Pritchard's going to play there. We think Sky have gone with Pat Roberts in the back 4. So we'll keep an eye on that. Obviously, they've got people on the ground there, Sky, so they may well know that to be certain. But let me know your thoughts there. Patterson in goal, excellent young keeper. And it is patched up at the back, isn't it? Luke 09 and Trey Hume are going to be the centre backs. Lyndon Gooch is right back. We don't expect it's going to be Pritchard playing left back. We think it might be Pat Roberts, and he is no fullback, put it that way. In the central midfield, Dan Neil and Pierre Ekwa. And this is where Sunderland could potentially win the game, and we all think they're very tricky and very dribbly up the front there. Assume Pritchard will probably be there in some degree, maybe in the 10 position with Diallo out wide, but Pritchard's been around and about. You can see he's down there as left back, but we're not entirely sure about that. Jack Clark's had a really, really good season. Never quite lived up to what we thought he was going to be. after bursting on the scene at Leeds. Let's be honest, what we thought he was going to be was an England winger. He was that good back then, but he's playing his best football since, for sure. Amad Diallo. Now, there is a player on loan from Manchester United. Brilliant player. In fact, I think Sky are now showing us their threat there. Yeah, here he is bending one in the top corner in that last game of the season. So we expect Pritchard to be up there and Roberts further back. They've struggled up top. I do like Joe Gelhardt a lot from the Wigan days. Obviously, pretty popular at Leeds too, but hasn't really knocked the goals in for Sunderland. Good runner, good direct player, as are most of those Sunderland forwards. Let me know what you think of the Sunderland side there on the bench. Not a lot left over with in terms of the injuries there. Taylor, Lihaji, Barr, Mishut, Anderson, who did actually come in and play left back, didn't he? So that is an option at some point. Huggins and Bass. Sunderland, and again, I'm loath to say it after last night, are outsiders here in terms of the regular league season and in terms of those injury issues. Let's have a look in the chat, see what we're going. What have we got here? Vindaloo, 2-1 Luton. Shane, come on, you Hatters. 2-1 Sunderland with Luton winning on aggregate. Peter's going both ways there. Big respect. Yes, I was on, thank you, Nodge City FIFA. So I was on Norwich Talk yesterday talking about Norwich's squad. Finished watching the National League playoff final, 1-0 Chesterfield. Goodness me, Chesterfield are winning. How long to go in that one? Wow. Keep me posted on that one. Tom, good evening. Jeremy, I want Luton, an avid Ipswich fan. He wants a short journey. Jeremy doesn't want to go up to Sunderland, does he? Hey, Notts County 1-1. Apparently, is that correct? John Bostock. There we go. We always get asked. I do not own the rights to EFL football, and I'm sure you can find plenty of people who will happily illegally show it. I'm not one of them, so there we go. Luke, personally rooting for Sunderland for Joffy. That'd be Joe Gelhardt. Who doesn't want the Tyne Weir derby in the Premier League? How way the lads? Woof. Was this the first time a club has made a championship players? I believe, I've checked, I'm sure someone's won it. Someone look up how many Blackpool. I'm sure Blackpool once won it with maybe under 70 points. They must be the lowest, but there you go. Elliot, welcome. Right, let's have a look at the Luton team. And in terms of most metrics you can find, Luton are the favourites to qualify through here. They finished in third in the regular season, in very, very good form, very, very hard to beat, and momentum from last season. Look, of course, Sunderland have got momentum from last season. They came up from League One, but Luton, we totted up the points. 75 last season, 80 this season. Luton have scored 155 championship points in 2 seasons. They're a very consistent side, and they've just won a lot of games over 2 years now to really know what they're doing. That side built by Nathan Jones, and I'm seeing on the screen now, Rob Edwards is the guy at Luton now and doing a damn fine job as well, one would have to conclude. So the Luton team, it is Horvath in goal. Didn't get near the pitch. Well, actually, did he get on in the end? I think he might have got on in the last minute of the playoff final last season. Is that right for Forest? Someone fact check me on that. And I think there was a strange goalkeeper substitution at the end of the game. I was there. I can't quite remember. In the defence there for Luton, the back three, Osho, Bell and Lockyer. Footmob doesn't look like they got that quite right. Bell will obviously be the left-sided centre-back. Lockyer in the middle. I had Lockyer in my championship team of the season. Down the left, a very on-brand Luton signing. Doughty, who I think went from Charlton to Stoke and didn't necessarily get used at Stoke, and Luton, in they go and get more of a tune out of them than anybody else. Cody Dremmer, 2 Leeds loan players. There you go. There's another one down the right-hand side. Speaking of loan players in central midfield, there is Marvellous Nakamba, a very expensive player bought in for Aston Villa on loan since January. Jordan Clark is going to be to his left, Pelly Ruddock and Panzu. I mean, to be honest, it'll probably be Clark a little bit further forward and the kind of triangle shaping around that way. And here's the big problem for Sunderland. When you don't have all of your fit defenders and you might have someone covering at fullback and having to win stuff on the back post, you don't want to play against these two strikers. Really good old school front two. You love to see it. Elijah Adebayo, who was the guy last season for Luton, and he's partnered with Carlton Morris, who's the guy this season for Luton. A lot of quality with those two, and also just a lot of physicality, nuisance value. They are hard to stop scoring for one game, let alone two, and both of them. Well, interestingly enough, I'm just looking at the Sky image, just in terms of Sunderland. They've got Pat Roberts at right back and Lyndon Gooch covering at left back. So that may well be solid information that they've got from the stadium and somebody in the know. Keep your comments coming in. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. And again, just looking at the benches, and this is how far Luton have come, because if you looked at squad quality, maybe first year Sunderland down from Premier League, I know they went all the way through absentee owner and all that, and where Luton were then, it's a complete switch around, and strength on the benches is certainly in Luton's favour as well, isn't it? Campbell, Berry, Freeman, Potts, Onyedinma, Burke and Shea. Here we go. Let's get into your comments. Players in the tunnel. It's a 5:30 kickoff. We're about 3 minutes away. And the players are coming out in to the Stadium of Light. And I don't know what the number is going to be. That's going to be an ungodly number of fans in attendance here. Mid 40,000s, I would imagine. We'll probably get a number during the game. Players coming out. Ball on plinth. Playoff football, here we go. Pyros on the pitch, actual proper ones, not fans lobbing stupid stuff. And the big banners, the tifos or whatever you call them, it looks absolutely fantastic. The Stadium of Light, round full. You can see the Luton fans up in the gods. There they are, in fact, plenty travelling up. I will be at the return game. I say I'll be at the return game. I'm supposed to be at the return game. Sheffield Wednesday and Peterborough, but I don't think I'll bother with that one being 4-0. So if this isn't 4-0, well, actually it's just down the road, isn't it? So there we go. Right. Let's dive into the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know who you're excited to see. Let me know how you see this one panning out. Cracking end of the National League playoff final. Yeah, keep us posted on what's going on there. My honest reaction on Sunderland, well, you can just ask for my reaction because I'm always honest about everything. But my reaction to Sunderland getting in, well, look, we knew it was a complete scramble, didn't we, on the last day? It took a Millwall collapse, didn't it? But they are in there on merit. The league table is the league table, for goodness sake. And the sixth best team gets in the playoffs. And Sunderland were the sixth best team. Even if Ben in chat, what type of game we're expecting this evening? Well, again, I said this last night. KG, playoffs, knockout football, all of that good stuff. But, hey, we got a crazy collapse last night. Probably a low scorer, this one. You think under 2.5 on the goals. A bit more like what we saw in Bolton v Barnsley just prior to this one. A 1-1 draw there. In fact, Alistair, the next comment there, says 1-1. Was it referee Robinson? I'll check in a minute. What else have we got? Notts County deserve to go. Well, there's deserve and deserve. You've got to win the playoffs, even if you score 100 points in the regular season, as Sheffield Wednesday found out last night. Salford Stockport will be tasty. That is 7:45 tonight, isn't it? Sunderland team confuses me. Robertson left back. We think Footmob got that wrong, Chris. We think it's going to be Lyndon Gooch left back, Pat Roberts right back, and Pritchard in that three off the front. But we will We will know very, very shortly and can stop speculating. Sunderland 2-0, S. Greenacre. There we go. Right, got your predictions in. You've had your say. Where is my water? We are about to kick off in the first Championship semi-final first leg. It is Luton in third place, visiting sixth place Sunderland. The return, second leg Tuesday night at Kenilworth Road. Winner goes to Wembley. You all know the deal by now. Whether that needs extra time and or penalties on Tuesday night, one of these two and their fans are going to Wembley. Any more in the chat? Won't they reschedule Newcastle game versus Middlesbrough Sunderland on the same weekend? Yeah, possibly. Got Newcastle going down to London, haven't they? So yeah, that could well be happening. Lots of people watching the National League playoff final. Let me know how that goes. Our business is all here. Keith, Sunderland 2-0. I'm sure this is the other wrinkle to this one. Sunderland are much better away from home than they are at home. Normally in a sixth versus third, you would say the only chance sixth has of winning is they need to win the home leg and go in with an advantage. But it doesn't work that way with Sunderland. They're kind of the other way around, aren't they? We have kicked off. Fun fact, Lewis, Middlesbrough are no good at playing Coventry, and Coventry are no good at playing them. Well, there we go. Couple of home wins in those games then possibly coming up. Right. We have kicked off. Morris heads down. Cleared out by Neil. Yeah, and that is definitely confirmed then. Patrick Roberts is playing at right back for Sunderland. So you'd expect Luton will be targeting that area. And you'd expect if there's any diagonal balls that can go over and get 1v1s in the air with Adebayo or Morris, then that's something they'd most definitely be looking to exploit. Throw in Luton, which Doughty will take down the left. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you are enjoying the stream, guys. Even if you're not enjoying it, hit it anyway, because it helps me out. How about that? Don't know why you're watching it if you're not enjoying it. Go and watch something you would enjoy, hey? But I'm sure you all are, and I hope you all are. We've got to play it down with a head injury. It's Tom Lockyer, the Luton captain. Sort of holding his right cheek, his ear, that sort of area of his face. Hopefully he's okay. Give me a chance to rattle through the teams. What happened here then? A flailing arm? I'd need to see that again. He's definitely caught something in the face from Joe Gelhardt. No suggestion that it was a deliberate strike. We all know what happens if that's the case. Luton's highest league finish is 91-92, Sky tells us. Let me just rattle through the teams while we Tom Lockyer gets his treatment. Hopefully Sky have got a better angle there. It was kind of in the background. Lockyer looks fine. Big strapping centre half should be okay. So Patterson, it's Roberts right back and Gooch left back, O'Neill, Hume, Neil Ekwa, Pritchard, Diallo, Clark are the three off, Gelhardt up front. For Luton, Horvath in goal, Osho, Bell, Lockyer, swap Bell and Lockyer on that screen. Doughty, Drama, Mpanzu, Nakamba, Clark, Morris, Adebayo. Right, I think we've got a better look now. Did we get a swing of the arm from Gelhardt? Not entirely sure. Kind of reaches, swings it back round, but it's difficult, isn't it? If you're looking for violent conduct, it needs to be a strike, I think is the word they use in the laws. So I'm not entirely sure that was what it was, and certainly not on the evidence from the camera angles that we could see. Are you joking, guys? 2-1 Chesterfield. And that's Cookie, isn't it? Let's see. Keep on. Keep on giving us the updates there. Hope your family are well. Congratulations. Well deserved. Thank you, Sam. I will meet you for a game, but it won't be the local derby. I don't think I need to be going in any Norwich stands on that day. But yeah, we'll see you down there next season at some point. Down the right come Luton. Drama floats the cross in. It is Morris heads goalwards. Easy catch for Patterson. Tom, what would you say to the EFL copy in the National Leagues having 6 teams in the playoffs? I love the playoffs. I know there's been a lot of whining. Well, there's always whining every year about the playoffs. I think they're absolutely brilliant the way they are. The only way you'd get me to change the playoffs is there needs to be more of them. So maybe, although you do then get to the point where you're down to, I know in the National League they only do 1 up, which is how they get 6 in the playoffs, don't they? So you'd be going down to 8th in the Championship there. So, here come Sunderland down the left. Jack Clark. Clark drifts into the box, drills the shot, hits the stanchion behind the goal. A bit of a wayward finish by Clark, but he slid in there quite nicely. Who do you think gets the Championship playoff final? We are finding out now. I said about 3 weeks ago that Luton and Middlesbrough were a better calibre of side than whoever was going to land in 5th and 6th. So I better stay with them. But look, it's knockout football. Anything can happen. Riley, praising the atmosphere. It's got a little bit of naughty language in there, Riley, so I won't be able to click that one up. Who's winning Eurovision tonight? Do you know what? If I get a chance, I'll watch a bit of that. I always find the Eurovision very entertaining. And, I mean, you tell me in the chat, TV shows you can watch with your missus where you actually both like them. There's too few, I tell you. There's too few. And that's one of them where we both enjoy it. Armando Dobra scored, did he? Is that right? Keep me posted on this. So good result for Barnsley. Eli, I will see you on Friday night if you're a Barnsley fan. Barry, up the Hatters. Christopher, up the Black Cats. There we go. Nicely represented. Do hit the thumbs up button. Represent us in the chat. 5 minutes 55 gone. Nothing doing in this one so far. Jack Clark with the only sort of meaningful attack in the game. So Southampton are down. Is that confirmed? Southampton will be in the Championship if the guys in the chat are correct there. I haven't checked the Premier League scores. Here comes Clark again inside left. Clark into the box. Cody Dramo was wrong side actually. Just gets a foot across there. Always at risk there, making a challenge from that side, especially inside the penalty box. Drama, good pace there to get back in the Leeds loanee. We are full of, with Gelhardt and Clark's an ex-Leeds player, isn't he? And Drama himself, full of Leeds links there. We can have a look at the Premier League relegation and get your thoughts in the chat. Pritchard, nice feet there, tried to slide it through. Sunderland just on top for this past 2 minutes. Clip down the line and out it goes. Rob Edwards, very performative applause there to his players. Just trying to get them going. One back by Luton central midfield. It's a good start by Sunderland. This Luton just can't really get a foothold at all, can they? Ekwa knocks it forward. Pritchard back to Ekwa. Slide to Gelhardt. Here's Clark, who's started well. It's kind of a run at Drummer. It's a good battle, that actually. Fairly even thus far. Drummer wins the latest iteration of it. Switched out. Here is Diallo. Roberts, little nutmeg. Oh, great feat by Roberts. I mean, if they have got Roberts at right back, the one thing about him maybe not being the strongest defender, when he comes forward, that should be fearsome, shouldn't it? Pritchard. Pritchard turns inside. Looks like a foul. No. Referee Robinson says no. And here's a Luton counter. Adebayo, though, gives it away. Here's Clark. Busy stuff, this. Roberts, crossing position. Roberts hits a shot. Left-footed. Good save. Oh, goodness me. It's parried by Horvath. And it looked, for all the world, like Gelhardt was just going to stick it in the net. I don't know. Did it go through him? Did it go through his legs or something? There's a little round the corner again. Horvath gathers. Oh, how did Gelhardt end up not scoring? There's a good hit by Roberts initially. I'm just not sure how Gelhardt wasn't able to just stroke that one in. I don't know. What does he do there? Oh, this will be well done, Sky. This will be a good angle. Almost like he wants to go with his other foot. Oh, no, they didn't quite see it. So ends up jumping over it. Looks like if he just ran towards the goal, that would just hit his shins and go in or something like that. Oh, dear. Right, here comes. So best chance of the game for sure. Well, it didn't actually end up being a shot. Luton break. Luton corner. Good stuff, this. Good start coming in 10 minutes in now. What did I make, Tom, of the Wednesday fans singing "You're not fit to wear the shirt" in the season they amassed 96 points? A bit harsh, surely. It is a bit harsh, Tom. I can't argue with that, but I also can't argue with the Wednesday fans singing it and being frustrated. Just rubbish night, wasn't it? For sure. Last night for Wednesday. So, look, you pays your money, freedom of speech. If that's the chant, that's the chant. And is what it is when you lose 4-0, isn't it, in the first leg of a playoff after finishing third with 96. Corner in, Morris heads it across Lockyer's up. They're headed back in by Osho. Is he going to break? Oh, what a save! And it's put into the back of the net. Advantage. Luton, I think Adebayo has put it in. And after 10 minutes, Luton have got the lead. It was a scrambly goal from a corner. I think Morris got the first header. Maybe Osho got the second. It was knocked across then, and it's a tap-in the end for Elijah Adebayo, and that is a huge, huge start and lift for Luton. Adebayo looks cool and calm after scoring. He waves up at those Luton fans. Let's have another look on the replay. So headed back. It's a good header that by Osho, isn't it? In fact, there's a brilliant save. Is it Doughty who hits the shot on the far post? He smashes it left-footed, and Adebayo, look at those Sunderland faces behind the goal. Really good leap by Osho to recycle it. It's a bit of a mess, isn't it? Gooch heads it against Pritchard. Absolutely. I was going to say incredible save. Might hit the post, actually. Doughty holds his head, and then immediately it's into the back of the net, and he's celebrating. And so is Rob Edwards. It is Sunderland 0, Luton 1. Elijah Adebayo with the goal. And if Luton were hot favourites 10 minutes ago, they're red hot favourites now. Luton are heading to Wembley as things stand. Terrible start. I say terrible start for Sunderland. The goal's probably against the run of play, actually, isn't it? All things considered. But you've got to defend those set plays. And we said with the Sunderland injuries at the back, those are the sort of moments where you've got Morris and Lockyer and Adebayo and Osho all up there, where the size advantage is, not going to be preferable for Sunderland. And Luton have the lead. Get your comments in. As things stand, we've got another look. Well, that's exactly what as things stand mean, my friend. That's why I said Luton are going to Wembley as things stand, not Luton are going to Wembley. There is a method to my madness. Desert Tune. Deary me. We had this with the Sheffield United fans gloating last night, didn't we? There we go. Poacher's goal. Yep, he was on the spot, wasn't he? Get in. Would be great for Luton. Yeah, and Panzu. 6 divisions. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. David still thinks Sunderland will score in the match. Yeah. I mean, they're kind of set up to score, aren't they? A bit of a crunching tackle there on halfway. So O'Neill on Adebayo, the goal scorer. Adebayo's giving him the side eye. And it's going to be a free kick to Luton. Hainsey, going to help me stay awake here in Australia. Absolutely. What a start for Luton. Sunderland dangerous on the counter. You can see this ending 2-1 Luton. It's very much advantage Hatters, and yeah, they're doing exactly what I would do and getting the big guys forward again. Free kick goes short though. Drama, poor cross by him. They want a corner, Luton. Ref hasn't got a clue. Linesman hasn't got a clue. Well, I think maybe that was Jordan Clark. Trying to influence a corner out of the officials there. Tony Mowbray, arms folded. His side already a goal down, the Sunderland boss. Former, God, can I do all Tony Mowbray's clubs? Someone get Wikipedia and fact check me. Former, Hibs, West Brom, Middlesbrough, Coventry. Who else has Mowbray managed? Can't even think. Probably missing some glaring ones there. Blackburn for about the last 5 years. Did I get all of them? Have I spoken about the Barnsley game? We'll speak a little bit at half time about that one for sure. 3-1 for the Borough tomorrow. I think they'd take a draw home if you're going away first leg. 3-1 would do though, wouldn't it? Eh? Pritchard dribbling forward. Thinks he's fouled. Ref wants none of it. It was Pritchard against Osho. Oh, sorry. No, Panzu then comes across and joins in. And Panzu's got some thoughts on Pritchard hitting the deck, which I think we can all pretty much guess what they were. Who's going down from the Prem? We can talk about that at half-time. Yeah, we'll give you a timestamp. In fact, should we do it? We'll do it very, very season. It's 15:45, so I'll give you a timestamp if you want to get your coverage lined up. I think I'm on Sky Sports Football HD if you want to get into. Oh, another heavy tackle there. Right, we're going to be at 16 minutes in 3, 2, 1, sink. And suddenly got to calm down a little bit here. There's a couple of nifty tackles gone in. That's a really naughty one by Dan Neal. No wonder Carlton Morris isn't happy with that. It's going to hit right through the back of him. Yeah. Not clever. Completely sweeps him off his feet there. Rightfully a yellow card. Yes, indeed. Caretaker at Ipswich. And I would like to say I was at one of those games as well. Played Reading. I think Nicky Forster might have scored a hat-trick. We got thrashed by Reading. Free kick goes in. Looking to find Lockyer, who's out on the right wing. A bit of a hospital ball back by Lockyer. Nakamba has got it. First time we've mentioned him. Nakamba, little slip into Mpanzu. Bell comes forward. Mpanzu has a foul by Mpanzu. Nice physical start to this game for sure. Do I think Watford would have done better if they'd kept Rob Edwards this season? I won't say how much better, but I think they would have done better. Yes, I do. Rangers 3, Celtic 0. Was it? I wasn't following. Thoughts on the Barnsley game? Yeah, I'll give them at half time. As a Borough fan, I'd love to play Sunderland in the final, but I think Coventry will get the better of us. Not good. In the left-back area, Gooch smashes that one down the line. Lockyer wins the header. Nice press by Pritchard. Sweeps it up. He's got no help down the left there. He's done really well, Pritchard, actually. Back heels it up the line to Clark. Ekwa, good press by Luton here, though. Roberts on the right-hand side. Diallo's with him. They just haven't got Diallo in the game as yet, but you know he only needs one opening. And he'll grab you a goal or an assist. Although Luton have won it high up now with Clark. Adebayo hits a really silly shot, frankly, there from way out on an angle with Cody Drammer running up and overlapping him as well. Should have passed that one. Easy for me to say with hindsight, but I would have said it before he hit the shot. Any cue. 18:52 on the clock. Go to some comments. Yeah, I think this is going back to Luton keepers. Oh, no, it's not. Bell has turned. We'll stay with the game for a second and then get to your comments. Bell, little slide through. Luton look dangerous, don't they? Everything they do is very aggressive, Luton. I like it. Even the defenders coming out, pile straight through the middle, try and play straight down the ground as well. You love to see it, hey? It's a nice, decisive football for sure. Cultivated by Nathan Jones and now Rob Edwards. Coventry Luton final, hopefully. We shall see. Feels like whenever I watch Luton, they only ever score scrappy goals. I don't know. I'm sure a Luton fan will tell us of a beautiful goal that they scored. Will Luton end up at MK Dons if they go up? I don't know, actually. I'm sure they'll get it done, won't they? New team for the Championship, Southampton. Yes, indeed. New one since we've been doing the channel, isn't it, Southampton? Do you think they'll go up first time? Can I answer that in late July when we know who exactly the manager is, who's gone in, who's gone out? Obviously, we know if you're relegated and you have that lovely extra broadcast money that is the parachute payment, you should, if you're competent, be challenging, shouldn't you? Oh, this little one inside Adebayo into the box. This game is Luton's for the taking, isn't it, in this first half? After that little kind of flurry, lovely feet by Nakamba, little flurry by Sunderland, maybe, I don't know, 4 for 5th minute to 7 for the 8th minute. That's been just about it, hasn't it? If Bournemouth can play in the Premier League, then wildcard. I don't know. I think it's a bit more complex than just size. I think it's safety and people in and out and TV lines of sight and VAR cameras and all of that stuff. Nakamba fouled Ekwa. Is he getting a yellow card? Referee Robinson's going to have a word, whatever happens. Did I know that Kieran Dyer is on the coaching staff? Just I didn't. I knew he was pretty tight with Paul Cook, though. What team do I support? And someone's answered for me. There you go. Ipswich Town. Glad to have another Southern team in the Championship. Right. Not been here in a while. Congratulations on Ipswich elevation. Here comes Morris, hits the shot low, easy one to save for Patterson. Always one relegated club that underachieves. Normally, yeah. The counter press is what Sunderland are struggling with. I don't think there's much counter to it, is there? I think it's all just swamp at the moment, but I take your point. How is the home crowd reacting? I don't have the sound on, so I couldn't tell you, but I'm sure they're well behind their lads at this stage. Ekwa for Sunderland, who, to Alistair's point there, can't really get out. Luton are just swarming all over him. The wing-backs are nice and high. The two strikers are just standing off and then engaging and making it very hard, as Luke O'Neill is pointing out there. Where are the passing lanes? They are blocking all of them, aren't they? Here is Bell. One of 3 Luton players with some nice headwear on. Could have all just worn a different colour headwear, especially for those fans sat right at the top of the stand. Osho. Luton looking very comfortable now, aren't they? Oh, and here they come down the right-hand side. Silly tackle. Over commit into the box. Adebayo, good block there. Oh, Jordan Clark is furious. Did he want that one just knocked off to him for a tap-in? Really good block by Trey Hume. But what a is it Gooch there over on the left? Horrible bit of defending there. Into the box they went. Cut back and blocked very nicely. It was Jordan Clark running into the box. And you would not be surprised if Luton were up by 2 by half-time in this one, would you? They are, the way it's going, they're looking very, very strong, aren't they? Corner to Luton. Floated in Patterson, easy catch. Bit of a disappointing corner, that one. Patterson bowls it out. Sure to be a Borough v Sunderland final. I wouldn't be too sure of it on what I'm seeing, Stephen. Come on, Luton. Providing they don't concede any more goals, Sunderland can make a big... I mean, it's a pretty big caveat, that, ALC. Yep. I think we can all be fairly confident if we know no one's going to concede any goals. It's 2-2, apparently, in the National League. Let us know. That one might be... It's extra time. It might be going to penalties, mightn't it? Gooch tries to play it down the left-hand side. And I would say, since the goal, which was 15 minutes ago, this has Luton been well on top, haven't they, in my humble opinion. So we can get any numbers to back that up. Oh, God, look at the XG. That should do my bidding for me. Look at that, 0.94 against 0.05. Luton have got the possession by 4%, 2 big chances as well for the Hatters. Although they may have both been in the goal. That might be the Doughty shot that we think might have hit the inside of the post, plus the Adebayo sticking it in the net. So we will see. Really want Notts County to go up. A lot of people say that. Knockout football, though, you've got to go and win, regardless of your point score. However mighty, was 105 or something stupid. Someone will tell me in the chat. Gooch slides it down the left, or tries to. And I mentioned it a few minutes ago. Luton cutting off the passing lanes absolutely brilliantly, aren't they? Not making life easy. I mean, go figure. It's a playoff semi-final and Luton finished 3rd in the league, but really not making life easy. Here comes Pritchard. Pritchard into the box, tries to get the crossover. Easy gather for Ethan Horvath. Notts County 107 was. Jesus Christ. Woof. A monumental points total to possibly not get promoted with. Although we saw Wednesday, didn't we? 96 is a monumental points total, and they're pretty much out of it, aren't they? 4-0 down after the first leg. Unbelievable. Here is Sunderland 0, Luton 1. Nice reverse pass by Ekwa. Oh, a lovely feat by Ekwa. Finds Roberts. Luton's defensive shape is just fantastic, though, isn't it? No space whatsoever. No wonder Rob Edwards gives Alfie Doughty a little tap. Well done. Tony Mowbray, yeah, I'd be concerned too, because I think Luton are looking a level above here, aren't they? But things can change quickly, especially with those dribbly Sunderland players, Clark, Diallo, Pritchard, et al. Could really do with Ross Stewart and Dan Ballard and Dennis Sirkin. Ellis Simsey there at the start of the season, who got recalled by Everton, of course. Yeah, keep us posted. All Notts County now, 10 minutes to go in the National League final. Can they find a winner? Luton Coventry final. All will be revealed, my friends. And Akamba, there's a foul there. He's going to get booked now, isn't he? Because the ref let him off the first one. Surely, the totting up. Yeah, I think referee Robinson's got the card in his hands. I think that's a fair call, and Marvellous Nakamba rightly goes into the book. He's had 2 kind of half yellows, hasn't he? 3/4 yellows that have added up to that one. He was on the referee's naughty list, and you knew it was coming there. The foul on Joe Gelhardt, who also knew the karma was coming and took the hit. Adebayo goes down, no foul. Sunderland counter coming. No, Nakamba, much fairer tackle. That one. And Luton have it back. Trying to drinks this. Come on. You can be mentally stronger than that. What I say has no effect on what's going to happen on the pitch. It's all in your head, my friend. Free kick there. Really clumsy tackle by Luke O'Neill right on the edge of the box. Yellow card comes out for that. Drama knocked it forward. Yeah, God, not a good one, that. It just barges in. There's a bit of arm out as well from O'Neill. Really nowhere near playing the ball there either. Is Clark, is it, making the third man run? And another yellow card. Yellow cards are plenty. Why not have the playoff final at St Andrews? Seems a bit pointless. What? Sean, I can't agree with you on that one, my friend. Wembley, it's a chance for teams not at the top of the pyramid to get there. Chance for fans to go there. Big occasion. Always full, especially for Championship. Got to be at Wembley, my friend. Where do I think Sonny Bradley will end up? Says someone with a Plymouth badge, maybe hinting there. I don't know. He's leaving Luton, isn't he? Contract up at end of season. It's a free kick to the Hatters. In it comes. Oh, hit left-footed. Good save by Patterson there. Could have squirmed away from him. I'm not comfortable. Notts County lose 23 points in... Look, that's the jeopardy of the playoffs. We can't have no jeopardy. Remember, in the National League, they get even more of a leg up the highest finisher there in terms of they have to play fewer games. They play at home to qualify. We can't have no jeopardy in knockout football. Can't believe I'm having to defend playoffs here. I mean, they're brilliant after 30 years of them. Oh, the National League final. Well, Sean, there's been 2 finals there today, hasn't it? So they do it all in one. I think it's great that they get to go and play there. I don't know what the attendance is. Right, for the last time, I'll answer this one. Do I think the playoffs are fair? Yes, the playoffs are perfectly fair. They're brilliant. They're entertaining. Just because there's some jeopardy, that doesn't mean unfair. Sheffield Wednesday get to play the lowest ranked team. They get to play at home second. They lost. Nothing unfair about it, guys. Again, don't confuse jeopardy and knockout football with unfair. You got to go and you got to win. There you go, Skip. That's the reality of the playoffs. And that is also the beauty of the playoffs, isn't it? And that's what makes the drama. And believe me, I saw my team, and I tell you what was unfair in the playoffs, the away goals rule, where if you finished higher in the league, you potentially had to play 30 minutes more in your stadium, which meant the team that finished lower had 120 minutes to score away goals, and you didn't. And my team lost twice on away goals with those blooming rules. So, yeah, that was one thing I would have changed, and I'm glad they did. But otherwise, no, there's nothing unfair about the playoffs whatsoever. I think they're fantastic, and it's just jeopardy. And that's knockout football. And I know we all get used to league football, but knockout football's great for the drama, and I'm loving it. Throw in over on the Luton right-hand side. Sunderland just got out for the last 2 or 3 minutes, didn't they? 38,000 at Wembley. Not huge, but highest for 8 years. I used to hate the playoffs until Brentford won one. There you go. This is what I was trying to say in the chat last night. People were saying the playoffs are great, except when your team's in them. That's wrong. The playoffs are still great, even when your team's in them. You just can't see it because you're so damn nervous, I think. Diallo, Ekwa, who's looked nice and neat and tidy in central midfield, although he's been closed down here. And he's just skipped past Bell. Wants another go. Oh, great play by Ekwa. Oh, now he's giving it away, though. He overdid it, didn't he? Adebayo, tries to swing that out wide to Morris. Just get a foot in. Pritchard. Referee Robinson lets that one go. Luton player down. I think it's Doughty. Morris has picked it up. Driving forward. Mpanzu. Nakamba. Horrible giveaway by Nakamba. And here is Clark. Playoffs are so entertaining. Hell yeah. So you've been to the FA Trophy final at Wembley. Hardly completely full. It's still great for those players to play in there. We'd like to see, points gaps has to be realistic. What would that rule look like, though? You'd have to tell me what that rule would look like. I think a good rule is if concentrate on the points gap between third and second and score more points than the team in second. That will solve it, won't it? Hey, this is one of the best weekends of the season. Absolutely, a whole week of it now, isn't it? Pritchard grabs it. I still hate the playoffs. See, people love the playoffs, don't they? What people don't like is the team they support losing football matches. Let's be quite frank about it. There's nothing wrong with the playoffs. People just can't bear to see their team lose, or you got to stand on that, yeah. And Pansu just gets a hospital ball from Horvath there, who apologises. Sunderland couldn't take the quick throw. Ipswich goal scoring prolific in League One. How do you think they'll do in the Championship? I think we can all safely say, Marcus, Ipswich will not be scoring 101 goals in the Championship. There we go. There's a bold prediction for you, my friend. Playoffs are the most entertaining part of the season. Brilliant, aren't they? Quite like the National League format. I don't mind that. Yeah, I don't mind that. But what I would say in terms of, I believe I'm right in saying in the National League, so you finish higher, you get home advantage, but you only get one game. And I still think when you're basing the ties on a league basis, I always think if it's 2 games, that's far more of an advantage to the side that's finished higher than 1 game. Because we all know you can get red card after 2 minutes of one, just some mad, I don't know, 50-50 tackle, denial of obvious goal scoring opportunity, and woof, up you go. And then that's game over. Whereas 2 legs, you got a little bit more. So personally, I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with the playoff system we've got. I don't know. I think once you start going down to 7th and 8th place does the 8th... Ooh. Another yellow card's going to be coming out here. Pelly Ruddock and Panzu. Surely he's going to be pulled over by referee Robinson and booked. I just think, as I was saying, when you get down to 7th and 8th place, do those teams really deserve to be being promoted? They're essentially 1/3 down the league, aren't they? Whereas the top 3 teams, I don't know, what even is that as a percentage? Like the top 12% or something, is it? I don't know. Someone will do the math. Pelly Ruddock and Panzu has been yellow carded. I agree with you until the playoff final is with 24 points difference. It is what it is. The team that finishes 24 points high should be able to win then, should they? Oh, what a strike! And we have an equalising goal. He's barely touched the ball. And Ahmed Diallo has just banged a free kick in from way out with the left foot bent into the top corner. He's barely touched the ball, but he is one hell of a player. And he has scored one hell of a goal. Tony Mowbray scratches his head. He's been bailed out there by his brilliant Manchester United loan player there. What a strike by Diallo. Wow. Look at that. Pritchard just knocks it. He'll get an assist for that, won't he? That is a great strike there. Horvath can't reset. The knock to the side makes all the difference. And he bends it into the side netting. It's a brilliant goal from Diallo. Look at that. Horvath stretching. A Sunderland fan behind the goal. She's peering through her hands and sees the ball come out of the sun into the back of the net. Look at Tony Mowbray. Unbelievable. Celebrates with Mark Venus there. And it is 1-1. And that is an absolute beauty from Ahmed Diallo. I have to say, the first goal I thought was against the run of play, but we're only 10 minutes in. Luton do probably deserve to be in front on the balance of play, but, you know, we're just talking about jeopardy in the playoffs. There's jeopardy in a football match again there. You play well, someone can always bang a free kick in from 25 yards, 5 minutes from half-time, and it is 1-1. Woof. What a strike that is. Penalties in the National League final. Let me know how that is going. What a goal. Used to be a playoff between the third bottom team. Yes, Ipswich lost it as well to Charlton in 1988. That lad scores worldies for fun. Big mistake by Notts County substituting their keeper before the end of extra time. If you love the playoffs so much, what about relegation playoffs? Josh, it sounds like I'm being contrary, but all I would say is as long as they're not between teams from two different divisions, I'm cool with it. So are you suggesting that, say, the bottom two in the Premier League go down, but third and fourth bottom play off to stay up? I don't know. I love playoffs, so I'd be all for it. But yeah, as long as you're not playing, I don't agree with playoffs that go across two different divisions. I think you have your division. If you're the master of that division, you go to the other one. You don't play against someone in a different division. That doesn't work for me. But all opinions are welcome. It is 1-1. Ahmed Diallo with an absolute belter of an equaliser. Worth. Ahmed needs to be. I don't think he's Cathal. Excuse me if I'm butchering your name there. I don't think he's getting anywhere near the Man United team. Put it that way. Was that Benson or Diallo? Right, yeah. Diallo's certainly got his own gimmick, hasn't he? Brilliant player. Here is Ekwa, Pritchard, Ekwa into the box. He's played well, hasn't he? Central midfielder, shoulder to shoulder. You're never going to get a penalty for that. Goal kick. I say referee Robinson's had a good game, actually. I know the yellow card's been out a few times. But, yeah, that's not a penalty, is it? They lean into each other. I suppose there's a little bit of a push away, but no, it's fairly 50-50 for me. Up you get, lads. Play on. Remember last season, Sunderland played Wickham in the League One playoff final. I was there, my friend, Toby. Very comfortable win for Sunderland, that, if memory serves. Sounds like, yes, our mate Ian on Patreon is experiencing penalties. How is it going, guys, in the National League final on the penalties? Players from the same, yeah. If they're from the same division, Josh, I'm with you, my friend. Ahmed Diallo for Ipswich. Yeah, I don't know if we see Ahmed Diallo back in the Championship again. Put it that way. I think he's certainly set his level as possibly too good for Championship. If you can get him, happy days. Said that about Cameron Archer last season. Too good for the Championship, but going to be watching him for Middlesbrough tomorrow, if selected. Yeah, keep us updated here. Notts County have won the toss. Presumably they're going to go and take penalties in front of their fans. Diallo again. Ooh, cut inside. Tried to bend it in the top corner again. What a player he is. He's kind of single-handedly dragged Sunderland back into this now, hasn't he? Corner taken quickly. They may as well. Don't have the height advantage, do they? Clark pings that one in. Doughty just wafts the foot out. So I think he could have let that go through, but safety first. Sunderland have to win if they had it. No, I don't know, Anna. They've got that good away record. They play Luton on the counter at the Kenny. I mean, obviously it helps if you can win the first leg, but not in the same way we normally think with these playoff ties. Corner goes short again. It's worked back to Pritchard. Pritchard's cross takes a deflection. Falls to Roberts. Roberts is going to go on the right foot, isn't he? Roberts tries to cross it in. He's blocked out by Bell. And I think Luton are going to win it back and come away now. Adebayo. Foul has been given there. That looked like a simple coming together. But we have stopped, and Amad Diallo is down holding his nose. A red card coming in this game. I don't necessarily disagree with that, actually. Archer will be selected for. I was just throwing it in there, David. We know. Jeff, if Sunderland play like they did in second half of Preston, they can beat anyone. Yeah. Very impressive win. Sunderland. Nice to see us getting some good refs. Yeah, he's done well. The fella last night I thought was decent as well. I don't like talking about referees. I think people obsess about referees as a coping mechanism for their own tribalism. It's a bit easier to cope with them when you're neutral, I have to say. Patterson gets his feet all in a muddle. Pings it out to Lyndon Gooch, though. Gooch inside. And it's worked out to Diallo via Neil and Hume. Hume is trying to dribble out of defence there. That didn't go so well, did it? But here comes a Sunderland counter, and it's Ekwa who's been decent in central midfield. Give it to Diallo is what I'm saying if I'm a Sunderland fan. God, it's to the edge of the box. Ekwa has got it again. He hits that left-footed, but not with the quality that Diallo did 5 minutes ago. 1-1 in the penalties. What channel is that on? Is that on BT? Or is it on Sky? Let me have a little look and see if I can get it on this TV. Although I might only be signed in on my iPad. We will have a look. It's 1-1 here at half-time. If I can, I will bring the penalties up. What channel is this National League on? BT Sport. Why am I not seeing it? What number is it, guys? Let me know what number it is, because it's not coming up. I've got 1, 2, and 3 here, and I'm not seeing it. Oh, there you go. Vanarama National League. It says it's finished. BT Sport 1. Let's click on that and see if we get it. Right. There you go. We've got the penalties up on the screen now. So we've had a miss from Chesterfield. We'll just keep eyes on this. Looks like Chesterfield's third penalty into the back of the net. And I'll try and get a feel for this, having not watched any of this game. We'll get back to talking EFL playoffs in just 1 second. Notts County trying to get into the EFL here. Penalty number 6, a third for Notts County. Left-footed. Little stutter, but not a stop. Jones is the scorer, the Notts County number 10. You'll have to forgive me. My National League knowledge is not up to snuff, I have to say. 3-2, Notts County. So when you get to this stage, a lot of pressure on. It's King for Chesterfield. If he misses, Notts County would go through if they score the next kick. Here comes King. It's saved. Will they have a look at that? Have they got the VAR? Did he have one of his feet over the line? Looks like it's okay. And it looks like Notts County are one kick. Come on, Sky. Give us a better LPT. Give us a better angle than that. It looks like it's okay. They still haven't given us the decent angle that would actually tell us. But there you go. I recognise him. That's John Bostock. With the chance to take the winning penalty potentially. Here he comes, left-footed. Oh, you idiot. He's tried to dink it and he's hit the crossbar. What a silly thing to do with such a high-pressure kick. Zinedine Zidane did that in the World Cup final and it bounced down and over the line. And that might just let Chesterfield back in. Oh, what are his teammates going to think about that? Goodness me. Bostock tries to Panenka, hits the crossbar. Right, this one has to go in for Chesterfield, though. And it does. 3-3, but Notts County can still win if they score this next penalty. They will win 4-3. Scott steps up. I suspect he's about to, in fact, I'll put this comment up, just Welliot, and he's about to stick his foot through this after the last penalty. If he scores, Notts County are in League Two next season after scoring 1,000 points in the regular season. And he does. Notts County win promotion. Lots of people saying they deserve it. Well, now I agree because they have won the National League playoffs. Could have been very iffy for John Bostock there, who's saying some kind of prayer there after Panenka in his penalty against the crossbar, potentially to win the game for his club. So congratulations to Notts County, who will join Wrexham in League Two, replacing Rochdale and Hartlepool. That's the two in and throw in League Two. Commiserations to good old Paul Cook and Chesterfield, who have fallen at the final hurdle. But lots of people telling me Notts County deserve to go up. Same people have been mocking Sheffield Wednesday. I don't know quite how the logic applies one way, but not the other. But there you go. Right. Let's just recap that first half here. Sunderland versus Luton. Then we do some questions if you want at half time. Great to see him back. Notts County promoted. Yes, go Pies. I will just read that one. Principles of what makes a strong championship team. Look on the channel Football Head. Somebody a lot cleverer than me has actually outlined what makes a strong championship team. Joby McAnuff, in our interview, did speak specifically about what it was about that Reading team. So that might be, if you want my opinion, I'll give my opinion as well. But Joby has probably forgotten more about football than most of us will ever know. There is Diallo's goal. Worth. So, yes. Let me just give you some numbers on the first half here. And you can see how Luton were the better side in the first half there. I mean, the XG 1.12 vs 0.18 in Luton's favour, 7-6 on the shots. I would suggest my eye test, and you can tell me whether you agree with me or disagree in the chat that I love Tony Mowbray's reaction when this one goes in. He loves it, doesn't he? So does Mark Venus. And there's a bloke who had a great left foot as well, Vino. What was I saying? My sort of eye test on how that half went was that Sunderland went with the crowd for the first, 6, 7, 8 minutes. Luton scored pretty much with their first attack or their first, period of attacking pressure. And then I thought Luton were by far the better side for the next probably 20 minutes, I reckon. And then it's just a bit of Diallo magic to get Sunderland back in the game. It's been a bit fierce. They're showing some clips with the caption Luton physicality there, which Nathan Jones will know all about, who's doing the Sky coverage. We have had, in fact, if I bring up the team shapes there, you can see 2 yellow cards aside there, O'Neill and Neil. Interestingly, for Sunderland, 2 of the 3 sort of central midfield players, and let's be fair, the 2 sitters there with Clark forward have both been booked in terms of Luton. So if you are looking at it from a Sunderland perspective there, you want your dribbly players, Roberts, Clark, Diallo, Pritchard, to be running in that area because Nakamba and Mpanzu cannot afford another mistimed tackle. If you want, a few people had asked for my opinion, so I will give it on Bolton 1, Barnsley 1. I have to say, first of all, I will be at Oakwell for the second leg on Friday night. And the first thing I'll say is it is beautifully set up for that second leg, isn't it? A 1-1 draw. I thought it might be something like that. Nice and tight. Nicky Cadden, you can see there, drilled through the crowd left-footed to give Barnsley the lead on 63. But really good response from Bolton, really good response from their fans, actually. I did have my eyes on that as I was preparing for this stream. And the fans got up and it was Randell Williams down the left, set up Dion Charles, who kind of bundles it in. And the numbers tell us pretty even. You expect, if you've seen anything of Bolton and Barnsley, those possession stats won't surprise you or alarm you. Neither side will be happy or unhappy with that. We knew it'd be like that. But look at the XG, 1.59, 1.51. I know you can look at the 19 shots for Barnsley, but 19 shots amounting to 1.59 XG suggests, as we get with Barnsley, we get quick switches of play, cutbacks, long-range shots, things of that nature. And it's hardly like they were banging the door down and got smash and grab into a 1-1 draw, as is sometimes the case. So at the moment, well, let's say it as it is. Peterborough look absolute dead certs to go to Wembley. They are 4-0 up. You'd probably make Barnsley favourites, one-off game at Oakwell, but Bolton, good side, and I'm really looking forward to that. This one, beautifully poised, Sunderland 1, Luton 1. In fact, if I click this button here, you can see what's coming up in playoff land. Again, if it stays like this, you'd make Luton favourites with the home leg second to get themselves to Wembley. Coventry and Borough, I will be there tomorrow at midday. Well, hopefully I'll be there a long time before midday, knowing what the traffic's like outside the CBS pre-game. In fact, I might leave nice and early for that one and go and soak in the sights. Annoyingly, my ticker has just ticked along. You would have seen down there Salford and Stockport, which should be really interesting tonight. Stockport, really sort of sturdy, get lots of crosses in. I'm not saying a long ball, but get lots of crosses in. Good right back, Noyle, and Wotton's injured, isn't he? But that sort of sturdy League Two type team. And Salford have just been a bit of a goal fest recently. That's later tonight. Bradford, Carlisle tomorrow night. Bradford sometimes don't turn up when they are at home. Right, let's get into some comments. If anyone's got any questions you want me to answer, any topics you want us to discuss all together, then do get them in and we will chat about it. Wayne, well done to Notts County. Yeah, well done, Notts County. Lots of people telling me they deserve to go up before today. I disagreed. You have to get the job done in the knockouts. And they've done it. So now they do very much deserve to go up. Sorry, I'm being curmudgeonly about that. Nathan Jones in the studio, a penny for his thoughts. And here I suspect if you give Nathan Jones a penny, you'll get plenty of his thoughts. Not backward in coming forward, but did a brilliant job for Luton. Toby, how do you think Southampton will do next season in the Championship? Toby, it's so hard to say. I promise I'm not dodging your question, but the Championship landscape changes so much during the window and coming up to, I mean, we do our 1 to 24 predictions in August, and it's completely changed by the time the window closes at the end. So we do them in late July, don't we? By the end of August. So it's really hard for me to say. All I will say is what I always say, that a competently run year one parachute team should be in the top 4, top 6 minimum. And you can say, oh, but Ben, what about Norwich and Watford this season? Well, listen to my words, a competently run. Those two sides haven't been competent and utilised their what we would think would be a financial and quality advantage. And that's why they've ended up in the middle of the table, and why Luton and Sunderland and Coventry and Middlesbrough are in the playoffs. Trafford saved Bolton. Trafford was excellent for Bolton, wasn't it? I wouldn't say saved them, Marcus, but he certainly had a really, really good performance and was key in that game, wouldn't he? So I do agree with you broadly on what you're saying there. Commiserations to Southampton. Welcome to the madhouse. David, please for Notts County, but my God, Wrexham, Boreham Wood and Chesterfield put them through the ringer this season. Some good sides down there. Hi, I'm new. You're very welcome. There you go, and you've been welcomed. Right, what else have we got in the chat here? Dave, am I all excited for All In? If I can get there, Dave. Dave has got me a ticket for the wrestling show in Wembley Stadium at the end of August, and hopefully, all being well, I'll be able to take him up. You just never know when you've got kids. Although we should see Dave as well for hopefully the League Two playoff final at the end of the month. But very excited, and yeah, we should get there. We should very much get there, shouldn't we? That's a great question, Jack. Are QPR doomed next year? I don't think so. No, as in, are they going to be relegated? Obviously, the trend for QPR has been heavily down. I don't think they get relegated next year. That's my hunch right now. I'm sure lots of crazy stuff will happen that will make 3 teams worse than QPR, put it that way. I think they will be all right. Mr. Vancouver, how do you think Sheffield United will do in the Premier League next season? I'm not sure they're going to do that well in the Premier League next season, Mr. Vancouver. I'm sure the Blades fans won't care. They've done brilliantly to, kind of in the face of lots of off-pitch nonsense this season. I'm actually seeing Mark Venus training Ahmed Diallo before the game. I think it was Venus, wasn't it, on his set plays, and he's banged one in the top corner. So you could spot that by Sky from the warm-up. Just in terms of Sheffield United, look, I could be wrong, but you're looking for a bit more maybe momentum than they had. What I will say about Sheffield United is they're durable under Heckingbottom, and you have to be in the Premier League. I don't know. You tell me in the chat. Am I being unfair there? What else have we got here? Enjoying the Championship playoffs. I bet you are. They're brilliant, aren't they? What's the latest on Birmingham's points deduction? So it's a -2 suspended deduction. So unless they play ball, unless they don't play ball next season, and what will be some approved ruling from the EFL, that will never see the light of day. But of course, we had that with Reading this season where they got the suspended deduction. They didn't play ball and keep up with the approved plan. And look, you can't ever say, oh, the points deduction relegated them. That's what it was. It's obviously a key part of it, isn't it? It doesn't help having points deducted. You can't say that's the one thing that relegated them, but yes. Oh, there you go. John will tell you way more about the suspended deduction for Blues than I would ever know. Right, we are into the second half then. Thank you all for joining me. Playoff, semi-final, first leg, Championship, 3rd versus 6th. Sunderland v Luton. It is 1-1. Adebayo and Diallo with the goals. Please do hit that thumbs up button. Keep putting your opinions in. your topics you want me to tackle. I'll try and keep eyes on the game and everything else at the same time. Hopefully, the idea is the haters say to me, "I don't get it, Ben. I don't get it. You're just watching football." But we're all watching it together. I'm just really the kind of MC here. And it's all about, imagine however many, 157 it says, sat in the pub together, all chatting football, watching the game together. That is the idea. Corner Sunderland, we'll do the teams in just a second. Pritchard is going to take it. Up goes the bat signal. Where's he going to put it? Luton definitely have the height advantage. Pritchard sticks it in, and first contact is Nakamba. Headed away. Here's the recycle. Here's the main man, Diallo. Completely pointless back heel, but I loved it. Diallo again. Another back heel. Come on, bring on the dribbles and back heels. That's what we want to see. Although they've played about 8 passes between the two of them, Roberts and Diallo, and gone the sum total of nowhere. There's a big diag. A Peter Reid pass for you Sunderland fans there. But it's given away, and Luton have cleared their lines. And hopefully I can clear my in-tray, if that's a thing. Oh, shot driven in by Pritchard. Hoyt cleared by Lockyer. Let's do the teams. I can't do it because Pritchard's on the attack. Pritchard in. Gelhardt hits the shot wide of the post. Knew there was going to be a chance at the end of that, didn't I? Hey? There we go. Sorry, teams. Patterson, Roberts, Hume, O'Neill, Gooch, Eckworth, Neal, Diallo, Pritchard, Clark, Gelhardt. Let's have a quick look. See how close Gelhardt actually put this. Not very. He's under duress from... it's Osho. He wasn't wearing headgear, was he? There's 3 Luton players wearing headgear, all white headgear as well. Osho is not one of them. It was him that made us wonder whether it was Bell without his headgear, but he's over on the other side. There's the Luton team, right? Horvath, Bell in headgear, Lockyer, Osho not in headgear, Drammer, Doughty, Clark, Nakamba, and Panzu in headgear. Adebayo is the other one in headgear, and Morris up top. Right, 48:12 on the clock. Let me know if you need a timestamp. I'm on Sky Sports Football HD. I'm sure if you're a Luton fan, travelled up there today, you'd be happy leaving with a draw, even though I thought the Diallo goal was a bit of a worldie against the run of play, I have to say. But we've talked a lot about jeopardy in football and lots of people crying for the poor third place teams in the playoffs. I'm not having it. That's the deal. You're in the playoffs. You've got to win knockout football matches, haven't you? I'm going to be grumpy here. Who was it? Do you remember in the 90s? Was it Portsmouth and Leicester? The Portsmouth with Guy Whittingham scored tons of points. I think they threw it away in like 10 minutes of the first leg. We're going to see this Diallo goal again in glorious HD super hyper mega slow motion. What a strike. I hadn't noticed. I was looking at there's a lady with dark hair. I hadn't noticed a lady with blonde hair who's trying to look round the post, watch that ball curl outside in. I love the slow-mos, watching the reactions of the fans behind the goal as they can just tell that ball is going to fly into the back of the net. I can't choose who I'd like to be promoted. They would all be nice. Look, I understand the argument. People say Luton and Coventry would be a bit different because Sunderland and Middlesbrough have been up there. I also understand the in terms of the interest, especially when it comes to Sunderland. But what's the likelihood of someone going straight through from League One to the Premier League? We will see. Why has first contact become part of the football language? What happened to winning the ball? John's answered that for me. Are you Dean Saunders in disguise? There you go. Look, language evolves, doesn't it? we can use different words to say the same thing. I think we all just need to remain open-minded as long as we're talking the same language. It doesn't matter if we're using different words. Does it? Obviously, first contact is different to winning the ball because if you win the ball in the second phase, which you might not like me saying, that's not first contact. Well, phase would be different. A second ball, we're allowed to say that? There we go, look. I'm all for freedom of speech and people being able to describe in whichever way they manner. Here come Sunderland down the right-hand side. They're just building up the play slowly. I think we're expecting a Luton sub any second. Sunderland are racking up lots and lots of passes. I paused for a while because it was just going back, forward, back, forward, back, forward. Clark knocks that one back into Gooch. And out it goes. Luton be nice to see out there. It'd certainly be interesting, wouldn't it? Put it that way. And I'm nicely local to Luton as well, so I could sure get down there. Here's carried Sunderland into the playoffs. I assume you're talking about Diallo there. Borough have the best chairman. Now, I like to debate this, actually, because would the best chairman have hired Tony Pulis and Gary Monk, giving him all the parachute money and watched them waste it? I know Steve Gibson gets a lot of credit, but yeah, Chris Wilder, that didn't work either, did it? Neil Warnock and not necessarily communicating the dismissal right. So I know Steve Gibson does a lot right, but a lot of mistakes in the last 5 years, hasn't he, for sure? I'm sure he's a lovely man. Very aggressive with Mel Morris and Derby last year as well. There you go, Stephen. He's got a Middlesbrough badge and he says he agrees with me. So, yeah. What's the I hate to say it, though, but the definition of a... Ben woke up and changed violence. I don't choose violence against Borough. I love what Carrick's done. I think this is a bit of a dated thing about Steve Gibson, isn't it? That all I'll say is he's not been without mistakes the last 4 or 5 seasons. Has he? Put it that way. I think most people think the definition of a good chairman is one that it's Roman Abramovich or Sheikh Mansour, isn't it? One that spends billions of pounds and just throws it down the toilet. Doesn't care if he loses any, as long as he's spending it and winning it. Unfortunately, we have FFP now, don't we? But no, of course, nothing against Borough whatsoever. Lovely club. What is this? Absolutely rattled the Derby fan base. I'm not going bold against the Borough. I don't hate them. Great club. Love watching them this season. I'm just saying this thing of Steve Gibson's the best chairman. I was just putting it out there that, you know, a defined best chairman, has he not made a fair few mistakes in the last, well, going back to hiring Gary Monk and oh God, sorry, it really feels like I'm piling in. Wasn't there a transfer window where Borough signed Britt Assombalonga for 15 million and Ashley Fletcher for like 7 million and ended up both of them ran their contracts down. They got no money back for them. So I'm just throwing all of these things out and saying, you know, I know Steve Gibson's put loads of money in and run Borough well, and they've been in the Premier League for lots of it. But there's been some errors, hasn't there? I'm sure I could say that about most chairmen, but there you go. Radaby Leeds, thank you so much. Very, very kind. I'll drink to you, Sarah. £2 super chat. Ben, our Leeds going down again. Obviously, I would love to cover Leeds on the channel here, which we can do a lot more if they do go down. But I like the Leeds fans, so I don't want them to go through relegation. And I'll leave it at that. He's better than Spurs chairman, though. It's all relative, isn't it? I'm sure the Spurs fans are unhappy with their lot. But I'm sure if you took a Borough fan, for example, or a Sunderland or Luton, they'd happily be in a 70,000 stadium and in the Champions League final. Am I rooting for a particular team to win the playoffs? Absolutely not, no. May the best team win. Although, who did I have in all the finals? I had Luton Middlesbrough, didn't I? I think mine were boring. I think I also had third v fourth. Yeah, I did. I had Wednesday versus Barnsley. Who did I have? Stockport and... So Stockport to beat Salford. Who would I have out of Bradford and Carlisle? I can't even think on that one. Probably Bradford, if they can get the home leg right. So I think I've got Stockport, Bradford there as my finals. I won't say who I think will win them. Yeah, chairman's only exist when you're signing players and sacking managers. Totally agree with that. Right, here's Morris. Morris to Drammer down the right-hand side. Drammer with a terrible pass. Completely overhits that one, but he knows it. Sam Allardyce masterclass incoming. To be fair, there haven't been bad leads in the 2 games under Allardyce, have they? I think we're at the point with Man City now where if you lose by 1 goal, that's fine. Drawing Newcastle today could have won if they had scored that penalty and gone 2-0 up. You'd have backed them with Big Sam pulling the strings. A Sunderland reflection, both on Watford's books. Now, boom. You love it. He's local to his team and he's been, well, I can't disagree with you there, Dave. He's certainly been loyal and local. I think you said best though, didn't you? I was just pointing out a few operational decisions that could have been better. But yeah, I totally agree. It's great to have a local guy owning the club, isn't it? Although let's be honest, 99% of fans, they just want their team to win. That's all they care about, don't they? Whoever's in the team, whoever's in the dugout, whoever's the chairman, the owner, blah, blah, blah. Morris. Luton just waking up again in this second half. It's been a bit more cagey. I don't know if the 2 managers would shake hands on 1-1 here and take it to the second leg. We'll certainly know in about 10 minutes' time in terms of how cagey it gets and how... Oh, Morris into the box. Morris goes down. That doesn't look anything like a penalty to me. I'm sure we'll get 8 replays in a minute. Sunderland come away. Pritchard is fouled by Bell over on the left-hand side. Carlton Morris, huge strapping guy, is still down, holding his knee. Who does Rob Edwards want to talk to? I think his medical guys. I'd love to see the Hatters in the Premier League, only because they played against my team, Brentford, the first game I've ever been to in 1964. Lovely. Yeah, it's not a penalty, is it? Roberts just running across Carlton Morris. I didn't see a foul in there. No. I think Morris has stayed down, not from that, but for actually fair call, that the collision. Did Borough fans sing a song about Gibson? If not, you'll see how much tomorrow Coventry fans love Doug King. There you go. Who's the best chairman? Do you know what, Annie? We had Kieran Maguire, the football finance guy, on the channel, and I actually asked him who's the best. He put it very, very well in terms of, well, define best chairman. Is it league position relative to expectations? That's more the manager, isn't it? It's a very hard thing to define, isn't it? Basically, any club that's punching their way and not losing tons of money has a good chairman, I think. Is that fair? Drama clips that one forward, looking for Morris. It's helped back. Still can't believe Morris. Norwich should have given him a chance. Oh, it's a difficult. I've got some sympathy for Norwich on Morris because they had a sort of, once in a, generation, really, or a couple, certainly once every 10, 20 years, you know, they had Pookie, didn't they? And they were playing one up top and a striker who was just excellent. And he was blocking the way for all the other strikers. So you don't blame them for selling. You don't blame Morris for wanting to go elsewhere and not staying there. It's easy to look back now because you'd think, oh, okay, they'd take him in their team now. So we're at the hour mark now. I suspect Rob Edwards will go to the bench soon. But what you've got to remember is it's not a normal league approach that Rob Edwards needs to take, or Tony Mowbray indeed. We often hear, you know, you can't win the tie in the first leg, but you can lose it, which kind of never really makes much sense, because if you can lose it, then hasn't the other team won it? But I know the point there of don't go to trying to win that first game, because you can do a lot of damage, especially if you've got to go away. Here's Roberts dribbling forward, hits the shot, which I think deflects. Roberts screaming there at the crowd. Good dribble, wasn't it? Well defended by those Luton defenders. I think it's going to be a corner. Pritchard takes it short to Clark. Diallo. All work back to Diallo. Little skip there. He's not on the left foot, was he? Clark. He can ping one with the right foot, and it goes and into the back of the net. Sunderland take the lead. It's headed in, I think, by Trey Hume. It's a really well-worked corner. In fact, it's a brilliant corner because Sunderland give up quite a big physical advantage to Luton in this game. So they had to take it short via Clark and Diallo and Pritchard. Those are the guys you want on the ball on the edge of the box. They didn't just ping it in, they worked it. And Hume has headed it in for 2-1 to Sunderland. And that is really cat amongst pigeons, because we rightly built Luton up as the favourites for this one for many reasons, frankly. And Sunderland now have the lead. It's the playoffs, everyone. It's bloody knockout football, as I keep saying. And Sunderland lead. Really well-worked corner. Nice cross in by Jack Clark. Little no-look pass by Diallo into the build-up. Whips it in nicely. Trey Hume gets across the front, I think, of Gab Osho, and powers the header in on the near post. And how about that? I did not have Sunderland going down to Luton in the lead. I think they would have been happy with 1-1. They will be cock-a-hoop if it's 2-1. Sunderland 2, Luton 1. How about that? Your comments in on that one. Sunderland take the lead through Trey Hume. Sorry, Shaylee is Snapchatting me. Oh, there you go. Doesn't get any better than that, does it? That is Enid watching The Lion King, riding a white swan. Forget the football for a second. Look at my beautiful daughter. How about that? You love to see it. And apparently, there she is in the bar. I'm doing that parent thing again, aren't I? Can you get that in the middle without the light on it? And she did A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. I don't know how long, I don't know how far she got from that, but there you go. Anyway, sorry, I'll stop cooing over my little daughter. 2-1 to Sunderland. See that coming, anyone? I did not. Very, very impressive, this from Tony Mowbray, because this could have got away from Sunderland in the first leg. Luton looked well on top, didn't they? Clark looking like a £20 million play. Certainly looking very good. So just reading. Not quite there with you, Joe, on 20 million plus, but he looks great, doesn't he? Tell the truth, the swan is mine. The swan is not mine. The swan very much belongs to Enid, Ride a White Swan. Believe me, David, that has been sung when she sits on the white swan, for sure. Oh, my wife is 15 weeks. Oh, wow. I'm the dude. Congratulations, my friend. You are going to love it. Do you know the gender, or is that a secret? Can you tell us? It's the best having a little girl, isn't it? Wow. No offense to anyone who's got a little boy, of course. I was one, as you can tell here, but 2-1, says Dean. How about that? 2-1 to the Black Cats. What a strike again. What a header. Let's go Sunderland. Nathan James will be foaming at the mouth in the studio over that. Sunderland take the lead to Luton, and they've booked a place at Wembley. Not quite with you there. I'm sure, who was that saying that? Jacob, referring to Sunderland's brilliant away record. But they have got a free kick now, and they have got Ahmed Diallo, who's capable of seemingly of pinging them in from anywhere. Pritchard's there, but surely Pritchard doesn't take this, and Diallo's going to have a shot. It's a long way out, but hey, after the first half, here comes Diallo, over the wall, over the bar. Not the best. Worth. Can't find out until 20 weeks. So we're going the other way around, yeah. What was it? The 16... we got us on the 16-week scan, didn't we? That's sexist. I'm offended. Worth. Melting snowflakes everywhere here. Gooch has got it at left back. I tell you what, I'm going to the second leg. If it does stay 2-1, that will be really set up nicely, because Luton are formidable at the Kenny, aren't they? And they'll have to go at Sunderland. Does Enid support Swansea? I guess she does, doesn't she? Shaylee's quite Welsh, actually. Do you know what? We did a DNA test on Shaylee to find out Enid's complete genealogy. I'm like massively Celtic, really like Scottish, I think. Not very English, apparently. Yeah, in fact, I think I'm like 60% Scottish or something like that, but don't know. Do I look it? Don't answer that, please. Diallo has been the signing of the season in the Championship. Plenty there for that particular accolade, aren't there? Here is Lockyer for Luton, who need to stay calm here. Doesn't surprise me with that hair. Braveheart, yes. Luton won't panic too much. Yeah, John's totally right. This is the point where we get to the don't lose, or you can lose it in the first leg, where don't massively go. I think Joby said that on our interview over on Patreon as well. Don't go and chase it madly now, because 2-1 and 3-1 look very, very different, don't they? Literally look different because they are different. But you take my point, don't you? I do still think Rob Edwards does need to just tweak and freshen up for this last 20 minutes. That sub, we were looking at maybe a centre-back sub a little while back. Nothing doing there. Sunderland now taking just a little bit longer over their restarts. You don't blame them, do you, at 2-1 up? Guys, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, of course. I would never ask you to, but you can support via Super Chat, like who did earlier? Radaby Leeds. Thank you so much there. It's a big help, a real big help. If you enjoy what they do. No obligation. It'll always be free. You can get involved over on Patreon, as you can see down the bottom there. Clark beats Drama. Clark into the box. Just took his touch too far away from him. He's won the corner, though. I know I say it whenever we talk about Jack Clark. I was there at Elland Road for the Spygate game where Leeds beat Derby. Was it 2-0 or 2-1? I think it was 2-0 in the end, wasn't it? I can't remember. What I do remember, though, is Jack Clark in that first half. Okay, this was a Bielsa Leeds team, and they were absolutely brilliant, but he was incredible in that game. Clark crosses in to the back post. Oh, it's fallen to Ekwa, drives the shot in. Great block by Osho. Dipping volley from the edge of the box. Horvath leaves that over the bar. Dan Neal. who Dan Neil I saw get red carded. I was at Bramall Lane earlier in the season. Sheffield United got the win there after a Dan Neil red card. Benjamin McBloom. I love it. Rob Edwards was so stubborn with substance players when he was at Watford for all of 5 minutes. Okay. I saw a couple of those games actually earlier in the season. Diallo tries to get in the box. Drama does well. Gets there ahead and clears it down the line. Morris, big unit, does really well there to chest that away. Just bounces off Adebayo. Diag looking for Pat Roberts, but that's seen out by Amari Bell. 71 played. 2-1 Sunderland. Do let us know on Twitter if you do watch Salford and Stockport tonight. I will be with the missus, doing my partnerly duty, fiancé-ly duty, really. We'll get married one day, I promise. Fred Onyedinma is on for Cody Drammer. Onyedinma, a bit of a different player. Drammer is properly a fullback, a wing-back. Whereas Onyedinma, whenever I saw him at Millwall, was just a speedy winger. So it's a bit of an attacking substitution in that respect. But I suppose if I'm a Sunderland fan, do I want Ahmed Diallo running at Drama or Onyedinma? Probably want him running at Onyedinma. But do I want Onyedinma running at Pat Roberts or Drama? I'd rather have Onyedinma. So it works both ways with it being a more attacking player. Put it that way. What have we got in the chat here? Lots of players, lots of people in the chat asking about Diallo. I do agree with Benjamin there. He's too good to be their fifth choice. I do agree with that, but he's not getting in that team, is he? At Manchester United, it's just different levels, isn't it? So be interesting. Who was saying about Palace there? Yeah, somewhere like that, or I don't know, Burnley. Although it's the other Manchester club Vincent Company borrows players from, isn't it? Doughty turns his back because he's about to get a yellow card there from Patrick Roberts dribbling at him and hitting the deck. Was it Roberts? Don't think it was. Was it Diallo? We'll do some more questions instead. Oh, no, sorry. So Diallo is down from the foul by Nakamba. Nakamba needs to be careful. He's on a yellow card, isn't he? Roberts. Yeah, I thought it was Roberts who got fouled by Doughty. Holds his hands up. Wasn't me, ref. Takes the yellow. Sunderland Borough gets a champ playoff final. First season in history. It's all big North East appear in Wembley finals. Newcastle's on the League Cup. Very, very true. Now you're at the game. What did you make of Sarr's winning goal of the season? The fact it was against David Button. I thought it was an absolutely brilliant goal. There were some other brilliant goals. The Norwich goal, Nunez, the volley was incredible. There was a brilliant Sunderland goal as well, wasn't there, at Reading? We've seen lots of replays for Nakamba's foul on Diallo. Presumably, we're having that conversation of if there was VAR, would that have been looked at? Easy to say when there's a stoppage after as well. Might go back to Sunderland if they go, oh, that's very true, isn't it? Who's going to win the National League next season? One of those teams you guys mentioned, Boreham Wood, Barnet, Chesterfield. Really, loads of money there as well, isn't there? More than in the bottom of League Two at poor old Harrogate and I was going to mention Sutton. They're not at the bottom of League Two, but trying to think who else is down there. Crawley, but they've got money, haven't they? Just spend it ridiculously. Don't start me on Crawley. Free kick Sunderland, 75 gone. Pritchard whips it in right-footed. Hume, the goal scorer, at the back stick there. Carlton Morris not happy with something. He's hit the deck. He was blocked by... I can't see. I'll tell you in a second. No, we're not going to see there. Hume couldn't get there. It's a moot point anyway. Are we going to get any more subs from Luton? Anya Dimmer's come in for... Who was playing right back? Right wing back Drama. Foul on Morris by Clark, who obviously in a kind of aerial duel is never going to beat... never going to beat Morris, is he? Owain, thank you so much. Really, really kind. Love your work, Ben. Keep up. Thank you so much. I assume they are Aussie dollars. That's very, very kind, Owain. Owen. Whichever way round, I've got it right and butchered it. So the question is, or the comment is, thank you so much for your kind donation. Very, very kind. Bromley next year, says Alex. DJ Diggity Doo. We need another goal cushion as their away goal could screw the first leg. Well, remember, there is no away goals rule here. So don't worry about the second goal. Although another goal is always helpful. Jordan Clark got a yellow card. And I was so busy reading the comments, I didn't see what happened there. So sorry if I missed anything vital. I think referee Robinson's been pretty good, though, so I assume he got it right. Ooh, right, surely Nakamba. Oh, no, foul. He is a walking. Yeah, Tony Mowbray. I do not get how that wasn't a foul, and I do not get how Nakamba hasn't been substituted now. He is a walking red card at the moment. I think referee Robinson missed that one. That looked a hefty tackle. Oh, how is that not a foul or a yellow card? They've got to substitute Marvellous Nakamba. He's going to get himself sent off. It's a ridiculous performance now. He keeps going in for slide tackles and not winning them. Deary me. I agree with Tony Mowbray and Mark Venus there. And I did just praise referee Robinson, but I don't think he got that one right. Looked like a foul. It looked like a yellow card. And Nakamba just needs to be substituted now, I think. I don't know who. Have Luton got Alan Campbell on the bench? I think they have, haven't they? What other central midfield options have they got? Luton. Oh, it's Campbell's the one, isn't it? I suppose you could stick Reece Burke. He's centre half, and you can stick him in front in central midfield. But yeah, I would be making that change for sure, or at least having a word with Nakamba about his game management. Put it that way. Clark into the box. Clark closed down by Lockyer. Bounces back off and out for a goal kick. We are indeed now getting a Luton sub, and Nakamba is not coming off. Jordan Clark is coming out, and Luke Berry is coming in. Luke Berry, I've seen score quite a few goals when I've watched Luton, sort of arriving in the box onto stuff, that type of player. The Sky camera is on Nakamba. Presumably they're having the same conversation as we are, saying, how is he managed to stay on? Morris drives the shot in from a long way off. And it looks like we are into just game management mode now. And Sunderland will be more than happy for this to drift off for the last 10 minutes. Come on, Super Luke Berry. Locks, never probably watched your kind of fan of a Premier League club. However, as Leicester are relegated, I'll be seeing a lot more. Well, you're very welcome, Locks, and we will be talking plenty of Leicester. I did go and see Leicester actually this season. I saw them, actually, they hammered Nottingham Forest. I can't remember the score. It's 4-0 or 4-1 or something like that. I think it's 4-0. Can't quite remember. Berry scored from the bench against us, Millwall. He does pop up, doesn't he? Hey, a very good result for the Mackhams. Just got to see it out now, David. 10 minutes to go. Sunderland, just a team of dribbly boys. Works though, doesn't it, hey? Some lovely dribblers in their team. We're going to lose one of them now. because Patrick Roberts is going out. I think he was hurt. Niall Huggins, you'll have to forgive me, is coming on. A 22-year-old Welshman. Pat Roberts, you have to say, fair play. He's done a good stint for his side there. He's not a fullback in the slightest, Pat Roberts, and he's played at right back. I think he's just got a bump. I think he'll be starting on Tuesday night down at the Kenny, won't he? He's just getting some congratulations and presumably telling Tony Mowbray how he's feeling after that bump and substitution. I was going to sing some R. Kelly there. Do I get cancelled if I sing R. Kelly? I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind, especially that song, for God's sake. We'll give that one a wide berth, hey? Oh, here is Adebayo in the box, hits the shot. Well blocked. Neil. Huggins. Neil. Diallo. Gooch coming forward. Gelhardt, we haven't mentioned him for about 40 minutes. Barely touched the ball, I don't think, has he? Gooch, edge of the box. Luton have got plenty back, and Sunderland, as I suggested, are going to be more than happy not to be throwing men forward. And trying to see this one out. Chances Diallo will stay at Sunderland, Ben. I think they need to get promoted for that to happen, don't they? Might get him back on loan next year. Now seeing some glitter and some MJ and get the hat-trick. Do you know what? I'll tell you a funny story about MJ. Links. Here's Diallo, edge of the box. Nice feet. Oh, they put it back to him. It's gone down. And he might be is he going to get booked for diving? The yellow card is coming out. Ahmed Diallo has been booked for diving. What a shame. After that brilliant goal, referee Robinson's having none of it. Did he dive or did he just fall over? He just fell over, didn't he? Not sure he dived. Oh, well. Only one person in the known universe will know whether Ahmed Diallo dived there, and that is Ahmed Diallo. Now, talking about Michael Jackson, when Jayden Philogene scored for Cardiff, I suggested on the EFL show that Philogene is not my lover would be a good, the little graphics we put on the screen. Producer wasn't going for that for some reason. I think that's harsh. I think he should have. Philogene is not my lover. I think it's a banger personally, but there you go. Here's Clark. It's going to be a Luton throw-in. Osho tosses it in to Lockyer. Big clearance down the ground by Horvath. And Sunderland just doing what they need to see things out. Would be a big first leg win. And it would mean in League One and in League Two, in League One and in the Championship, 6th, winning the first leg against 3rd. I've looked at the stats. Heavily, normally, 3rd place gets to Wembley. But, strangely, when 6th place does get to Wembley, they have a very high win percentage when they actually get there. You try and explain that. Here comes Diallo now. Berry wins it back and knocked into Adebayo. Foul has been given against Gooch, and Luton will be able to move up the pitch. Although, yeah, if you just take this quickly, try and get some momentum. Alfie Doughty has gone down. I think something's cramped up there. He's asking to be substituted, Doughty. Yeah, kicked it out. I think he's just cramped up. I don't think he's injured per se, but he ain't going to be able to continue. I think that's Reece Burke is going to come on. Amari Bell will no doubt go left wing back. Bolton and Barnsley game very much in the balance. Oh, yes. Looking forward to that second leg. Totally agree with that. Best pun ever. Super Kelly go ballistic. Celtic are atrocious. Do you know, I think that one's stolen, Alex. I think it was in the 70s. Ian Callaghan scored a hat-trick at QPR, and it was Super Kelly scores a hat-trick, QPR atrocious. I think there's form for that one. Just seeing Trey Hume's goal again. Really clever corner that. Belying their physicality disadvantage there to work that. Booked, but 9.8 for the dive. Absolutely. It's a bit off the wall. There we go. I get it. A bit too dangerous. Or bad, yeah. If we're going to go singles, right? No, that was an album as well. Bad, wasn't it? It's dangerous. Yeah, so Reece Burke's going to come in and play centre back. Amari Bell will move over to left wing back. And this one's just drifted away from Luton, hasn't it? They look well in charge, not just because of the goal, but they were the better side, weren't they, in the first half? After the goal, basically all the kind of narrative swung on the goals. I know say goals change games, and not just literally because of the scoreline, but the pattern was all Luton really up until that goal. It's not the stuffing out of them, didn't it? It's going to be a Sunderland throw down the left, their left, which Jack Clark is going to do a few kick-ups, throw the ball back to Lyndon Gooch, waste a bit of time. Lyndon Gooch will stand in the wrong place, get moved back. There we go. Everybody does it, don't they? And Burke goes home to Horvath. He did not want to kick that with his right foot, did he? Scoops it up in the air, gets a bit lucky. Nakamba knocks it back. Gelhardt is still trying to press. We've got another player down there. Alex Pritchard is down. I'm not sure Luton will be kicking it out for him, though. Knocked forward diagonal. I think Bell had someone treading on his foot there. He went down. Luton win it back. Luton build it up one more time. And Panzu, Osho pokes it through. That's easy for Patterson. And that should take us into stoppage time. We're at 89-16. And yeah, and Pritchard's going to get treatment as well. Yeah. Ekwa looks the only Sunderland player above 5'8". Yeah, he's a bit of a unit. He's played really well, actually, I think. Thoughts on Sheffield Wednesday's game last night? I gave plenty of thoughts on that on the stream. So maybe hop over and check out the last knockings of that. Pritchard is coming out, and Abdullah Ba is coming on to replace him. 19 years old, Ba. Signed from Le Havre in France. And there is Mr. Louis Dreyfus, the very, very young chairman at Sunderland. All going rather swimmingly for him at the moment, isn't it, hey? Talking about chairman. As we were earlier. Barr gets on the ball, gives it away straight off. Here's Berry. It's cut out by Jack Clark, and Abdullah Barr rightly gets yelled at completely by Captain Lyndon Gooch there. Needs to be a little bit more careful with the ball there, doesn't he? Going to be a free kick then for Sunderland, which Patterson's going to take. 91-21 on the clock. They just got to see this out now. Big boot down the ground by Patterson. Headed away, and Jack Clark will slow it down again. We get the same routine. Gooch then with the throw. Picked up. Equa wins the header. Big header by Lockyer there. And it's up with Morris now. Can Luton just at least get in the final third during stoppage time? They haven't managed to. Haven't played well in the second half, have they, Luton? I thought they were really good in the first half for about half an hour. I thought they were going to coast their way through this tie and have a comfortable win. But, yeah, you've got to give Sunderland credit. Done really well in the second half. Fashioned a set play. And it looks like they're going to be going to Kenilworth Road with a lead. 92-45 on the board. Sunderland just staying in shape, basically. Keeping the ball ahead of them. They're doing a good job of seeing this out. Luton can't get on the ball, can they? Here's Diallo. He's the man you do want on the ball if you're Sunderland. Huggins. Barr. Diallo. Barr. Equa saying, look, just keep it over there in that corner. He'll be quite happy to see it there. Hold his ground. They've given it away now. And Luton have got possession and they've got 2.5 minutes. Again, they don't want to go chasing it, but they do have at least sticking some kind of pressure on Sunderland and trying to get that equaliser. But it's just not happening for Luton, is it? Onyedinma tries to put that down the lines. A free kick being given. Burke knocks it back. I wonder if they're just going to play this long up to the strikers. Yeah, I think Rob Edwards is saying get everybody forward. So they are going to try and fashion something from this. Lockyer, Morris and Adebayo have all gone sort of back post. It's not a good free kick, although are they going to win it on the edge of the box? No. And here comes a little Sunderland counter, is it? Oh, Bell's back. Oh, he nearly. He was the last man there, nearly let it run under his foot, and Diallo would have been in behind him. Burke hoofs that one forward. Easy win for Luke O'Neill. 94.50 on the clock. Just over a minute to go. And Sunderland building themselves a very nice first leg lead to take to Kenilworth Road. Do I think both teams will be happy with this scoreline? I don't think Luton will be happy with this, no. Especially the way it's transpired and the way they kind of fizzled out in the game, I think. When it was 1-1, I would have been there, but no, I think they'll feel they've let themselves down a little bit in the second half, Luton, but they're more than capable of turning it around for sure. Right. The last action of this game is going to be a free kick for Luton. Just past the centre circle, which is surely going in the box. They would love to get first contact and fashion a chance from this, wouldn't they? Lockyer is leaving it to Nakamba, who's going to float it in with the left foot. Sunderland trying to hold the line on the edge of the box. It's for Morris. Morris heads it across, so it's going to go loose. Oh, big block there, and Panzu hit the shot. Bit of chaos there. Lockyer, Ekwa heads it away, and that is full time. Did not see that come in. We have an advantage for 6th place in both of the playoff semi-finals that we've had so far. Obviously, it's not quite the 4-0 advantage that Peterborough are taking to Sheffield Wednesday on Thursday, but Sunderland will go to Luton on Tuesday night with a 2-1 advantage and a good away record. Luton do not lose many games at all. I think only Burnley. Am I right about that? Only Burnley lost fewer, or is that a home or an away thing? Wow. Let me know how you think that is now going to pan out. Across the season, Luton have certainly been the better side, but it's knockout football, as I've said 20 million times, and you've got to get yourself across the line. Look at that XG, 1.04 in Luton's favour, 0.46, but Sunderland have got 2 goals from it, and they've got a win from it. Fantastic for the Mackems. 13 shots to 10 in Sunderland's favour, 60-40 in the possession, also in Sunderland's favour. It was Elijah Adebayo, was about 10 minutes that first goal, 11. Diallo with a bit of a worldie on 39. Fairly even Steven second half, and then Trey Hume nodded in a cleverly worked corner, wasn't it, which they kind of turned into a better crossing position, and Hume headed it in. I thought Luton a bit off the boil in the second half, I have to say. I think, see, Nathan Jones, that's the team he built, essentially, and he's looks a bit crestfallen that they've lost that game. But can they turn it around at Kenilworth Road in the second leg? Yeah, there you go. We only lost 2. I assume that's a Luton comment. If that's correct, that was what I was meaning. Far from over yet, but great to take a lead down to Luton. You bet it is. Really interesting second leg coming. The Kenny isn't an easy place to play. Absolutely not. Well done. The Mackem should be a cracker on Tuesday. I will be there. Very much looking forward to it. Sets up second leg nicely. Still fancy Luton myself. So Luton, even to take it to extra time now, need to win by 1 goal in 90 minutes on Tuesday night. And a draw, as Sunderland did last year against Sheffield Wednesday, a draw will see Sunderland to Wembley now. Can they do it? If Cov can beat Borough, Cov go up. Well, we'll get on to that tomorrow. I will be at Coventry tomorrow as well. Looking forward to it. Jeff, go on Sunderland. My brave boys. All set up now for Eurovision Madness. Have a great evening. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. It's over. You are well behind. 2-1 defeat. It's not a disaster, at least. Not a Sheffield Wednesday disaster. There you go. Right. I'm going to zoom off. No watch along tomorrow, but do check out. I suppose it will be mid-afternoon. We'll get the vlog up. I will be at Coventry for Coventry versus Middlesbrough. Really looking forward to it. In-person vlog will be up tomorrow, and then we'll do some kind of review of all the first legs on Monday. So far, Peterborough 4, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Absolute shocker. Bolton 1, Barnsley 1. Really tight, that one. Sunderland 2, Luton 1. Sets us up really nicely with third place behind in the second leg. Salford and Stockport later on tonight. I'll be at Middlesbrough, Coventry tomorrow. And it is Bradford and Carlisle tomorrow night. And we'll review everything. We'll get into the second legs. Thank you, everybody, for watching this. A lovely big over and out. Please hit the thumbs up before you go. I'll see you tomorrow on the vlog, and the next watch along will be Wednesday night, the second leg of Middlesbrough v Coventry. See you soon.